Malin, or they want me to come to their school, or we just like hang out. I'll email them, we'll keep up. And one time at OSLC 2 years ago, someone just like you afterwards found me in the hallway. They came up to me like, hey, I just heard you speak. That was kind of cool. I'm part of this organization at my school. We do some events. We'd love if you would come in and speak at our school. So we started to email. I went and I spoke. It was a good time. But then I kept up with this one person, because this one person kept up with me. And when you continuously reach out to people that might be able to help you along your way, it leads to opportunities. So this guy goes by the name of Brandon, and he approached me because he's like, I really enjoy public speaking. I like student council. I'd love to learn more about public speaking as a possible job, as a possible career, but I have no idea how to do it. And I was like, neither did I. So I just talked to other speakers. So Brandon and I have kept up for the last 2 years nonstop, and I basically said to him, look, how about you take a few minutes and share just like 1 or 2 simple things that for you made high school a bigger and better deal, and so that you could give to people just like you. So instead of me just telling Brandon's story, blah, 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 Brandon's here, he's about to tell you a story, so give it up for Brandon Fergie!
Okay, so, like said, if this, I'm gonna go with this mic as much as I possibly can. If it cuts out, I'll speak loud. If it's on, I'll speak quiet. Let's get it over to Blake real quick, just because he's awesome. When Blake said I might have an opportunity to tell you guys a story or share some stuff with you guys about ways you can do things in high school, I had absolutely no idea what to say until literally 30 seconds ago when he mentioned Malin, how Malin was able to take what he was doing in high school and absolutely blow it up. So would you guys be kind of cool if I shared with you some ideas as to how you can take the things you're doing in high school and turn them into a professional career? Fantastic. So we got some student leaders among us. That's awesome. So the way I look at it is in high school's just time. It's time out of your life. And it's the way that you use that time that really helps you along your way to creating and fostering your passions and your careers. And further to that, when you have this time, I've identified 3 ways you can use this time. So, I've supplemented that with some stories, and I'm going to tell them to you. That sound okay with you guys still? Things first. You can waste your time. Just straight up, you can waste your time. And some of you know people that absolutely love partying every weekend. And like you can kind of just, I'm not saying partying's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a thing that people can do. And some of you know people that just kind of sit in their room and study all the time, 24/7. Hands up if you're screaming because you're one of those people. Again, I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. All I'm saying is you're using your time in a way that isn't driving you towards your passions. Another thing that you can think about when you're talking about time and the way you use it is the people you spend your time with. And I do believe, I honestly and passionately believe that the people that you spend time with can be an absolute waste of your potential as you go through high school. Now, that's kind of rough when you're sitting there going, but I got my homies with me, and they're really cool, and I'm cool, and I don't want to be alone. And that's totally fine. I heard a really interesting quote. I think this sums this up well. So just kind of bear with me for a bit. You are who you have coffee with. Now you're probably sitting there going, okay, tall beanie boy, what are you talking about? And that's totally fair, because I didn't understand the first time it was said to me. Essentially, that quote signifies the people that you invest your time in will invest their time back to you and help drive you towards your goals. So if you hang out with people that are never pushing you to be the best you can be, you are wasting your time with those people. Now, I'm going to share a story with you, and some of you are going to be like, wow, that's really cool. Some of you are going to be like, wow, that's kind of cute. And others of you are going to be like, wow, you're really lame and cheesy. And to those people, I say I have hater blockers over there, and I will put them on. Don't test me. I'm just laying it out there right now. 2 years ago, I was gearing up to run for co-pres for student activities, and I noticed that a lot of the friends I was hanging out with really were not supporting me as I tried to pursue this endeavor. Except for one person that was in amongst some of my circles, some of the committees I was on, some of the teams I was a part of. So we started to hang out a little bit more. And ironically, after this gentleman's session 2 years ago, we decided to go and have coffee. Her name was Carly. Now, Carly and cute, cheesy, creepy, I don't know, it's kind of whatever you want to take it as. Carly and I had this really incredible life talk, and 2 months later we started to date. And she's the cool one in the relationship. She's the cool one, not me. Anyway, she is probably the only person that has consistently stood behind me when I'm like, yo, I want to speak for a living, or yo, I want to jump up and down in front of 2,300 students in Niagara Falls, which is cool. The thing that I learned from this entire situation is that it doesn't matter the expanse of friends that you have, it's the quality of the friends that are at your back when you do things. Now, secondly, I want to talk to you about the quiet killer of passions, and I'm talking about saving your time. Using your time in a way that is not exploring your passions. I'm not saying like you're investing in other places, you're just not using it to push you to new places. I'm talking about the people that sit at home, maybe just hanging out, going, I don't want to push myself because I'm scared. And so if you know someone that's like that. I mean, we're at a conference that's basically trying to break down these walls so we're not actually saving our time. I want to tell you the story of a gentleman that actually got me into like a non-for-profit organization. His name's Brad Golden. He's a second-year university student at Ryerson, and I had the privilege of being with Brad as he founded 2 companies and 1 not-for-profit organization before grade 12. Give it up for that. Brad currently owns his own digital media production company sourced out of Toronto. So if you ever need wedding stuff done, hit him up. But there's furthermore, the thing I want to share with you guys is what if he had not taken the time to develop his passion? He would not have found his skill sets. He would not have been able to start to make actual change just by sitting there and saying, I'm scared of what I can do. In order for you to make real change, you have to admit to yourself that you're able to 100% go for the things that you're interested in. If Brad had not made that decision, he would not have been able to make those 3 companies that he started up. Sorry. So use your time. Don't save it. Now you guys are a pretty cool crew. Like Blake said, somehow or another, you are sitting in the biggest, most awesome, and longest running leadership conference in Canada. So I want to tell you a story about 2,300 students in Niagara Falls who have chosen to invest their time. Yeah. You guys are in such an incredible position with the resources that you guys have around you, either with the advisors that have taken you here, the friends that you're making while you are here, or the speakers and facilities that you have available to you while you're here. Here's my question to you, and only you can answer this. How are you going to take advantage of your time with these people? When they are people that can bolster you towards your passions, towards your careers, towards your talents, towards whatever you want to do in life. And this isn't a question, obviously, you can yell and go, yo, I want to be king of the world! Because you can totally do that, but that's not 100% what this conference is about. I encourage you, I implore you, I beg you to make full use of these 3 days. You guys owe it to yourselves and the people that have brought you here. So how are you going to spend your time? The way I look at it is life whips by us at light speed. So sometimes you do have to sit down, smell the roses, take stock of what you have to offer. So that way when you look back, you crack open life's big old piggy bank, you have investments of your time to be proud of, rather than a long list of what ifs and I wish I had. How are you going to invest your time?